Welcome back to another video. So today's video is a little different than usual. It's still electronics, but it's not a computing device. It's actually the light in my fish tank. So I've got an LED fish tank light that mostly stopped working. It still works a little bit, but let's see if we can't repair it or make it better. So stay tuned. Alright, well, a bit of an unusual video. Well, I guess maybe not unusual, but out of the ordinary for me at least. I've got my fish tank lid here, and the lights just don't work. One of them works, but the rest don't seem to. So today I'm going to try to troubleshoot and repair that. Troubleshooting might be pretty easy because I see a bunch of green corrosion here already. The repair might be a bit more difficult, but let's at least get started here. So I'll plug it in. Yeah, as suspected, the power makes it to here and then doesn't get past this corrosion. So let's see if we can't figure that out. Now, typically they tell you not to mix electricity and water, I guess, except in the case where other living animals are involved. Since this is supposed to be waterproof, clearly that may have failed here where we got the corrosion. But let's see if we can't get this cleaned up and at least figure out how we might be able to fix this. I'll start by unplugging it because that's blinding. I'm not sure if these come off. It looks like they might be plastic tabs that are heated at the factory. You know, plastic pegs stick up, they drop this on, and then they melt the plastic around it. So I'm going to use my soldering iron to ideally try to get this off, although it looks probably beyond saving at this point. So what I might end up doing is just cutting the wire here, bypassing this broken one, and then hitting it with some hot glue to try to seal that from water getting into it. See, I'm not sure there's going to be much to do here. It looks like this supposedly waterproof thing here is probably just toast. So we'll see if we can't get it apart, and maybe we can clean it up and get that working. Although I'm guessing at this point it's unlikely. There's a lot of scale on these from, you know, just being exposed to moisture. All right, so let's see if we're hot enough yet to melt plastic. Getting there. Let's start with this side. All right, we got that one. And see if we can't get this side off as well. There we go. Easy enough. Yeah, in terms of disassembling this, I don't think there's going to be much luck. I suspect, oh, I can see like there's a crack here on this side, but I'm not sure how this would come apart. I imagine this is supposed to be all sealed up and not serviceable. But let's see if we can't at least figure out where it leaked or why it leaked. Let's start with that. So there's this white thing on the back, which I assume is just insulation maybe? I don't know. So it doesn't look like it leaked here. This all looks like it's intact. Get this last glue piece off. So if we can repair this, we'll just hot glue over this and seal it up that way. So I think removing all that stuff got us really nowhere. So I'm not sure how these are supposed to come apart. Like I said, there's a crack here in it, like a big crack. I'm not sure how that would have happened. I don't know if something shorted out and the LED overheated or exploded. Let's see if we can't get that apart. And I think at this point, like, probably this is not salvageable. Not looking great. I don't know if you can see, but there's the crack starts here on the side and goes across the top. And that wasn't from me removing it or anything. That crack was already there. It definitely extends through the bottom. Ah, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that just pulled apart. It looks like that's probably where water entered, and unfortunately it looks like that is the circuit board that got damaged there. So yeah, we'll just have to cut these wires. So I've got this speaker wire here, definitely thicker gauge than what was in here, so this should be fine to carry that current. I don't think we're going to need too much, but take it here, I guess. I'm going to use unleaded solder since this is for living animals. All right, now I'd like to test it quick. So put it back in. So we got the one, and if we carefully touch these together, oh great, we've got one other one. I mean, it's better than it was. All right, well, it might just be time for a new fish tank lid or a new lighting solution. So I'm curious as to what the voltage is here, because I do have some LED strips, and I think I can wire one in. All right, so we're getting 12 volts. The question is, do I want to leave this? Might as well. So let's go ahead and remove these other two. Oh, yep, when I pulled up on this one, some water and fizz came out, so definitely it's been shorted as well. You can see, like here, it's got the same crack as the other one. I don't know how these crack, but there's definitely goo and water inside. That's no good. All right, well, we've got one that works. Maybe we should just replace it. Maybe it's going to suffer the same fate. I mean, it's already really crusty. It may not be the worst idea just to get rid of it in general. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just completely remove these. Curious if it still works or if it cracked too. No, it's still good. All right, but what we're going to do is we're going to first make sure we have compatible lights. All right, so let's solder that to there. Actually, let's figure out which is positive and negative first, since I don't really have a way to tell easily without plugging it in and testing it. So turn this back on. We'll touch these here, and if we get a positive voltage, we know we're right. Yep, so this one down here is positive, and if we switch these, we should see a negative voltage. Yep, and we do. So we know this one's positive, and we know this one's negative. So we'll solder on positive first. I'm just going to tin this pad here. And tin this pad here. Tin this wire. And we'll tin this wire. So we'll connect positive to here, and negative to over here. All right. So now we've plugged this in, we should get the spool lighting up, and we do. So next we just want to clean this so we can hopefully get some good adhesion. So this stuff does have adhesive backing, but it's usually not great. So I'm going to reinforce it with the hot glue. So I'm going to plug that back in, even though I just unplugged it like an idiot. Alright, so we'll start here. I think we'll just do the 3 sides because this back piece does come off if you get a larger filter than what I currently have, things like that. I think what I want to do is, like I mentioned, clean this first. Let's see, is my hot glue gluing yet? I'm going to seal this in if it is. Yep, it is. So we'll just seal in these wires here. That'll hopefully keep this whole thing waterproof, as well as give it some extra strength. And there's those glue tentacles that always happen. We'll just get some more in the back here. Really, when it comes to electricity and water, there's not going to be anything as too much hot glue. We really don't want that to short out, even though it's only DC and it's fused and everything, but not an ideal situation. All right, so let's check, make sure we didn't break it. We didn't. So I think we can start by peeling the adhesive backing off, which I probably should have done before I glued it all on. It's now sticking in my fingers. So we'll start here and just work our way around. And I already see why the hot glue is going to be important. We'll just let that here, or not here, but dry, cool down. Oops, I touched it, now it's on my finger. So I think around the corner here, letting some more hot glue. You know, if it was a perfect 90-degree corner, it would be easier, but since it's at an angle, it'll make things a little more difficult, so we'll hit that with some glue as well. All right, so continuing on down. And then around another corner here. I need some more hot glue for that. And finally, back to here. So I'm looking for the next cut point, which is right here. Go ahead and cut that. And then of course we'll want to seal the end as well to prevent any corrosion there. So more hot glue. So we're hot gluing the corner to keep the corner together, and then we'll just put a bunch on the end to hopefully keep any water out of that area. All right, I'm just going to reinforce this one last time. But I think we are good to go. Let's power it up, see how it looks, make sure it works. Yeah, looks really good to me. All these hot glue strands out of the way. So many of them. All right. So I'll give that a little bit to dry, but then we'll get it back on top of the fish tank and I will give you a demo of how it looks. It's going to be a lot brighter than when we just had the one connected, so I think they're going to like it. And by they, I mean the fish. All right, and there we go. Got it reassembled. Can't really see the lights from underneath. And it's nicely illuminated.
Put new lights in?
Just a quick look at it in the dark. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.